Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It looks like we are at go for launch tonight. We have T minus 10 minutes left until the rocket is fully fueled. So we're tracking positively, as we all know from the countdown clock here. Uh, so we're past this second stage launch loading. Oh, you've never caught one of these? Dang. Well, welcome. So we've already loaded fully with rocket grade kerosene and liquid oxygen on the first stage. The second stage LOX has been loading and is complete or about to be complete. As we know, our 7 minutes will be our engine chill. That's about 3 minutes from now. We're about 10 minutes out, a little bit longer than that. Um, Sorry for the internet hiccup. For some reason, my internet was not happy with me to start this one. So we're at T minus 8 minutes and 27 seconds. At 1 minute, the flight computer will begin pre-launch. That's when we'll get that go, no go poll. SpaceX launch director at T minus 45 seconds will finalize the flight and give us a good final go. T minus 3 seconds to engine start, and at zeros, we should see a liftoff. This is our launch profile, just a standard launch. This is 1077B. Hey, what's up, SCAD? Yeah, this is booster 1077B. This will be the 7th flight. 7's all around of this specific booster. It's flown SpaceX, Starlink missions. It's flown a wide variety of mission profiles. So it's nice and toasty and crispy. So shouldn't be any problems there. They are going to ascend. They will have state separation. It will flip and start coming back in. This first stage will get an entry burn. The guidance fins will extend, and then we'll get on a autonomous drone ship landing A Shortfall of Gravitas. They've been moving it all night. Our T0 time currently is T minus 6 minutes 47 seconds, but SpaceX's feed is not up yet. SpaceX usually goes the last 5 to 10 minutes prior to T minus 0. So they should any time, but if we don't see them in the next minute and a half, it might get concerning. But they've already pushed it for this is the fourth window tonight. So and then once we get in the air, we'll have max Q at T plus 1 minute and 12 seconds. And then our first stage MECO. So 2 minutes and 25 seconds. The first stage has done its job. It has got the rocket to the edge of space, and it will return home to land and do it all over again. So that's kind of our timeline. It's a standard Starlink timeline. This is the 6th constellation, batch 13. And SpaceX's feed is up. So that's very good news. So pretty routine mission tonight. Shouldn't be anything weird or crazy. Very humid in Florida. I think they had some weather issues. Yeah, they just went live SCAD. So I don't know if ground weather is bad for you guys, but as we've talked about in the past, obviously there was just a hurricane that hit Florida, and good to see you, SCAD. I assume you escaped rather unscathed, or hopefully at least. But there's still a hurricane out there, and they wouldn't have the downrange, but they have to look for weather downrange, but they wouldn't have recovery because there's no humans on board. So you have to have a little clarity for the drone ship as well as for safety of the operation, but you don't need that whole corridor to the United Kingdom that you would generally need if it was a manned mission. So, um, looking at the high level weather right now, and everything looks pretty nominal. So we'll take you right over to SpaceX, and they are ready to go. Strong back is coming back, so we are right on target for a launch here in about 4 minutes. There are 22 Starlink satellites on this specific rocket. All that the puffy stuff, as we call it, that's all perfectly normal. That's all just the super cold liquid oxygen meeting the warm and humid Florida air, and it crystallizes and cools the air, and you get, quote, puffy stuff. It's a scientific term. What's up, Matt? How you doing, buddy? So we're still looking good. Everything's looking nominal. I think weather was the earlier pushbacks, but I know that SpaceX will wait to see until they get that window, because if they fuel and drain the fuel, then it's very hard to recycle it in time to be able to launch. So although there was a built-in 6-hour window, you really only get one good at it. I'm going to go out a minute early since SpaceX has delay. Yes. Yes, Jason. This is pad 40B at Kennedy Space Center. And night launches are so cool. And we're about to get that go no go pole.
Stage 2 LOX load is complete.
I'm going to take you up on that one of these days, Scad, I promise. Oh. So right about now is where they'll start that internal poll. We won't hear any of that, but they're polling all the systems. And pulling all the... That doesn't look great. Maybe it is. Maybe they just had a big vent. You're damn right, Scad.
Falcon 9 is in startup.
All right. So I stand corrected. They are in startup mode. So the go no go poll has officially been given the go. So we are just... It is just time from this point forward. T-minus 42 seconds. And as always, in about 10 seconds here, I will shut up and watch it all the way through max Q, and then we'll pick it up at max Q. So,
30 seconds.
Go SpaceX.
-15 seconds. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. And full power. And full power.
Stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
And it looks like we have a good
Nominal
flight.
power and
We're
telemetry.
supersonic now.
Mach 1.
I was a little bit ahead of him. So yeah, another great launch by SpaceX. Again, this is the 7th flight for this specific booster.
Max Q.
And we are through Max Q. During Max Q, that is the point where the rocket is moving at its fastest speed relative to the dense atmosphere. It's the max aerodynamic stresses. And the way SpaceX combats this is they actually throttle down and then throttle back up
MVAC chill
after,
has started.
so that they are
Trajectory nominal.
so that they're able to not put additional stresses on the rocket. Everything looks beautiful so far. We're 4,000 kilometers per hour. Downrange at 33 kilometers. And we're about 25 seconds from MECO, or main engine cutoff, which should be 9 main engine cutoffs. We see that nice plume. That's the plume of the burning gases. Here's the separation.
Main engine cutoff.
Looking a little dirty in there.
Stage separation confirmed.
And we have a good stage sep. Good MVAC light.
MVAC ignition.
Beautiful mission, as usual. The plume is very sexy, Matt.
Fairing separation confirmed.
And we have good fairing sep. We have that super moon off in the distance. Tonight's super moon. So that left side will be still feeding us stage 1 telemetry. So we'll see it kind of pick up speed and then it will lose altitude. It's currently doing that flip maneuver.
Both vehicles are on a nominal trajectory.
Stage 1 will then have a boost back burn or a burn to come back to the Earth. Then we'll see it start slowing down as it encounters more and more atmosphere. We'll then get a quick light of between 1 and 3, depending on the profile of the mission, of the Merlin engines. Landing legs will deploy, and it will land on the drone ship. Wow, that's crazy, Scad. Huh. I didn't look at their mission profile. Maybe they went someplace different.
Acquisition of signal, Bermuda.
So they're over Bermuda now. So it's a normal mission profile. So we're seeing that stage 2. That will be the payload stage with that vacuum optimized engine. We're coming up on 11,500 kilometers per hour at 151 kilometers. It should get to around the 190 mark. And then they'll move them around. they've actually been bringing them in a little bit shorter and stacking another sat on them. So I don't know what this mission profile is, but and on the left is that first stage. Those titanium grid fins, as you can see, there are 4 of them. They're made out of a single piece of titanium, and they are huge. They are massive. Um, I tried really hard at Johnson to take a picture of my hand by one, but 1, I figured you guys would make fun of me for my hand, and 2, it was a terrible picture because of the perspective. So, I'm not gonna show you. So we're starting to see those grid fins, they turn slightly, and that
Stage 1 entry
adjusts
burn
the
startup.
course. There's our entry burn, good burn, and we see that speed starting to really bleed off. And it will continue to bleed after we pick up more and more atmosphere. So that won't burn all the way down. It will cut off
Stage
very
1 entry
soon
burn
here,
shutdown.
right there.
Stage 1 and Stage 2 FTS have saved.
Both vehicles remain on a nominal trajectory.
Mm. Killing me, Digger. Hang on. I'll grab it.
Stage 1 transonic.
And stage 1 cross the line back. So now it's continuing to slow down. It might be on my
Stage 2
phone,
terminal
Digger,
guidance.
'cause I'm not
Stage 1
seeing it
landing
on
burn.
here. And there's our cutout. And
Stage 1 landing leg deploy.
legs deployed. And
Stage
safely
1 landing
touchdown.
confirmed.
And the second stage is up there. So yet another nearly picture perfect mission.
Expected loss of signal.
And SpaceX is really just get in, get out, get over it. They've been doing that. So here is there's my hand right there. My big, beautiful man hand. And this is a titanium grid fin. Oh, it's it's so great every time. So that's just a little perspective. 3 meters by 6 meters. They are massive, and they're all a single machine piece of titanium. And that is my giant man hand right there. Giant, massive man hand. And that's how big this grid fin is. I think the other one. So there's the actual grid fin. And that's a second picture of me trying to put my hand out there. Yeah, and that's why I certainly wanted to do it if I got the opportunity, because when you see something like that, it's huge, huge. So that is my full size not very tiny, teeny tiny hand. That's a real man's very large hand. Yeah, I mean, then it would just be nice and easy, but government installations and whipping it out. Just haven't had a good track record with that, buddy. But quick, easy, to the point. Another great mission by SpaceX. They'll be deploying them in a few hours, and thank you all so very much for hanging out with me for another very successful launch. They got it down. They got it down to a science. They're doing a damn good job. So, there's another one tomorrow. There's another one tomorrow. Actually, I think it's at 10. Let me check. Not SpaceX, but I believe there's another one tomorrow. Let me just nope, they moved it back. Okay, so never mind. It was tomorrow, the Atlas V with the NROL satellite for the United Launch Alliance, but they have moved it back to September 11th at 6 a.m. So yeah, that's gonna be it for me. Thanks for hanging out with me. Like I said, check the community page because I will be out of town tomorrow watching my Michigan State Spartans play some foosball. So, but there'll be plenty of people to keep you company on Friday night. So, thanks for stopping by. I will see you all soon. You guys have a great night. Take care.